What is going on, guys? It is the Poke King, and we're back with another banger. We're gonna take a look at this anti-meta deck that I saw. It was on one of the online tournaments. I forgot who played. I'll make sure to link it in the description box down below, and then I'll also pin the URL to the Limitless TCG online tournament. But this is the anti-meta deck. Now it's not a control deck, it's anti-meta. So this is the Lily's Clefairy EX deck. This thing beats up on Dragapult EX, it beats on Marnie's Grimmsnarl, and it can also beat up on Gardevoir. So we're going to take a look at this deck. We're going to go over some of the key pieces and some of the things I tweaked from the original list. So you will see the original list in the description box down below as well. And then once again, I'll put the original deck list and you guys can let me know what you would tweak or change. So let's take a look at the NAIC anti-meta deck. Okay, so we're first going to start off with 3 Lily's Clefairy. This card is absolutely busted. Now, if you don't know what this card does, it's a beast against Dragapult EX. This is our counter to the Dragapult matchup. So it's also a good counter against the Raging Bolt matchup. So its ability is called Fairy Zone. The weakness of each of your opponent's dragon Pokemon in play is now Psychic, and of course it's an apply ×2 weakness. Full Moon Rondo is such a great attack. It is 20 damage plus another 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent. So we're going to be using Lily's Clefairy EX to do big damage. Helps us against with like Terapagos, Raging Bolt, even Jolted Box, being able to knock out things like Iron Hands and Miraidons. Mew EXs. Clefairy EX does a really good job of cleaning up a lot of the 210 to like 240 EXs in the format. We're then going to play 3 Teal Mask Ogerpon. Super valuable card. What you're going to do with the Teal Mask is, because we played things like energy switches, we can attack with Lily's Clefairy on turn 1. Obviously if you're going second, and this allows you to get the draw engine to go through the deck. Because we play Noctowls, which you will see as the next Pokemon, we're keeping it very simple. We're keeping it 2 Noctowl, so you have 2 Noctowl and 2 Hoothoot. So keeping it simple, being able to use Jewel Seeker and being able to then search out any 2 trainers we'd like in the deck. We play this with Area 0. It helps to feed into the Lily's Clefairy Full Moon Rondo. So playing the Noctowl with the Teal Mask Ogerpon, it's pretty much just like how Raging Bolt does, which is really nice. Now for our 1 prizer attacker, which Lily's Clefairy EX, yes, 2 prizer, but I'll show you what makes it a 1 prizer. We're playing a 1 line of Clefairy. Wish this was 70 HP, but it's not. And then 1 line of Clefable. We want to get to Clefable to use things like Metronome. So choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attack, and you can use it as this attack. So you can do some cool things with, you know, how Teal Mask Ogerpon brings the grass energies onto it from your hand and draws a card. You could then use Metronome against things like the Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX to be able to discard 2 grass energies and deal 280, which knocks out the Mewtwo EX. So you're going to use Clefable against the Team Rocket's Mewtwo, but it's good to copy things like if you're softening up hits with the Clefairy, you can counter Catcher or Boss, then use Metronome to counter, like for example, to copy like not Dragon Head, but the attack from Phantom Dive from Dragapult EX, and then take a 2 prizer knockout, or take damage and then, you know, spread damage on the bench. So Clefable is super important. For the last big attacker, we have Badoo. There are some times where you draw hands where you really can't get, you know, that first turn attack off, so you want to be able to retreat into a Badoo and be able to item lock, so at least you're doing something proactive. We're playing 1 Blood Moon Ursaluna EX. This is the card that I added in the deck list. It was this and the Badoo. I felt that these cards are just too good in the format right now to not play, so I cut out cards to try and find some room. And then Blood Moon, just once again, because you're playing a limit of Super Rod and a Night Stretcher, being able to Blood Moon later in the game, also because of the energy switches, can allow you to kind of just absolutely just take over some games. We're going to be playing 1 Squawkabilly EX. I may drop this because I don't find myself using it as much, but sometimes if the hands are really bad, then yes, if you're trying to attack first. 1 Mew EX and 1 Pheasant Skippity. Of course, Mew EX, one of the best draw supporters, but you know it gets classed out by Pheasant Skippity, one of the best draw supporter EX in the game. And then we round off with Latias EX. Pretty much everything but the Noctowls are basic, so Once again, very similar core to like a Raging Bolt deck list. So we're gonna play the one of Latias. And that's all the Pokemon that we play. Okay, so for the supporters, we're gonna be playing 3 Arven, very simple. This gets you your Lily's Pearl, which makes your Lily's Clefairy EXs a 1-prizer Pokemon when they're knocked out. And then of course, we're using Precious Trolley, so we wanna see Arven. The original deck list was playing 4, but I needed to cut the Arven to fit some other cards. So once again, let me know if I should maybe cut down to 2 Iono and put back 4 Arven. But right now, we're playing 3 Iono. Once again, one of the best supporters in the game right now. 2 bosses order. I think this deck could probably go down to 1. And then we could fit back in that 4th Arven, but still trying this out because we do play a counter catcher. So just trying to see, you know, what's the best option there. We do play the one Crispin. This allows you just to get the attack off a little bit easier, and then also to thin out the deck, especially late game. You can still go Crispin, attach whatever Pokemon, and then keep that grass energy to then, you know, use off the Teomass Ogerpon. So it's almost like a free, it's an attachment, plus you get the energy to the hand, thinning out the deck. 3 Ultra Ball to search for the knockdowns mainly, and of course any other Pokemon you may need. 3 Nest Balls, because pretty much everything is a basic Pokemon, so of course Nest Ball super viable there. Now the deck originally played 4 Energy Switch, which I may switch back, but I was trying 3 out. I think it's pretty good, especially with the Crispin. It just allows you as like that 4th Energy Switch almost. That's kind of what it's used for. 2 Earthen Vessels, really good in this deck. Once again, being able to get the grass energies. 1 Counter Catcher, really good when it comes to, once again, if you fall behind with the Badoo, the Counter Catcher just becomes a little bit more live in this deck. Especially also since the Lily Clefairy EX, if you have the Pearl and it gets knocked out, is 1 prize. Then you can use Counter Catcher. 1 Night Stretcher, really do like that. And then 1 Super Rod. I felt like the deck needed a Super Rod, being able to shuffle back in more Pokemon, things like the knockdown, a Hoo-Hoo, and maybe an Energy. So I thought the Super Rod was really versatile. Also makes the Crispin a little bit more live late game. And we're playing 1 Precious Trolley to get all our Pokemon out. So once again, you can go bust it. If you open up like Arven with a Nest Ball, you go Nest Ball, get the Teomass Ogerpon, then Precious play down the Area 0, and then you just basically get a full bench off your first turn. So super important there. We're playing 4 Lily's Pearl, thinking about dropping this down maybe to 3 to fit in once again maybe the 4th Arven, put in another Energy Switch or something else maybe, but I like the Lily's Pearl. Once again, this card is absolutely busted, so maybe we will just keep this at 4. Once again, you guys will let me know. 3 Area 0 Underdepth. This absolutely you have to play because it triggers with the Teomass Ogerpon and then also with the Full Moon Rondo, so being able to maximize the damage. And then this is why the deck is so consistent. It plays 5 Psychic and then 3 Grass, being able to draw off the Teomass Ogerpon. And guys, that was the NAIC anti-meta deck. Alright guys, so that was the NAIC Lily's Clefairy anti-meta deck. Let me know in the comment section down below what are some things you guys would tweak to the deck. What are some cards I might have to add? Put in the comment section down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, become part of the Poke Kingdom. It's been your king. Peace.